What's up, Final Community? I'm Carlos Gobato, Brazilian music collector, and today I'm gonna answer the 20 questions for the Vinyl Tag 2026 that just came out a few days earlier, made by David Elkington, and already answered by some people like the Pretty Green Vinyl Guy that I just watched yesterday, and I decided to do it too. And of course, I did it last year. My English is not that good, but I want to share with you because here in Brazil we are kind of isolated, with the vinyl community in general, because most of them are English speakers, and I watch a lot of videos in English, in Spanish, in Portuguese too, and I just want to share a little bit of my collection and a little bit of my answers about this music, about physical media, about vinyl for you all in a few seconds.
And that's why everybody wants a piece of the action.
So before we get started, I have to say something. Be patient, please, because English is not my first language. Sometimes I can be a little lost there, and I will read the questions and answer right after. And after all, you give your commentary to see how good or how bad it was, right? So let's begin with the question number 1. Show your best vinyl or other format musical purchase of 2025. So the best one by far, you're seeing this already, is the Rolling Stones Charlie's My Darling box set. This is a box that contains 2 CDs, the Blu-ray, the DVD, poster, book, and of course the 10-inch vinyl. That is very, very good. I'm not opening it because I don't want this video to be that very long, but this is a hell of a box, man. I just love this purchase. Was by far the best of 2025 for me. There was an item that I wanted so much. It captures Rolling Stones live in the early period of the band, and it received a very well treatment because the original recordings were not that good, but they did a hell of a work right there, and Charlie's My Darling box set is a very, very good item. If you're a Rolling Stones fan just like me, you have to buy it. So the next question is, share your favorite live musical experience of 2025. And here is a problem, because I'm not the kind of guy who went to go to shows every time. It's very rare when I go to shows. In 2025 I didn't go to any show. I prefer to be in my home, listening to my vinyl here, sitting on the sofa, and yeah, but I will adapt a little bit this question so I can answer it. The best musical live experience I had in 2025 listening to a live album was listening to The Doors' Alive She Cried. And why I choose this album? Because I'm not a huge The Doors fan, at least I wasn't. I have some things, of course, by then on my collection, but it's a band that I never gave so much attention, until now at least. And listening to this live album, the experience, the atmosphere here is very unique. The performance of the band is absolutely perfect. The tracks that they chose here, so The Doors' Alive She Cried, just make me, open my mind a little bit more to The Doors, and reconsider that. And this time I'll go with Alive She Cried, a live music experience at home. The other question number 3. Your vinyl record collection in 10 years time. Is it bigger, smaller, or about the same? Explain why. This question for me is easy to answer because I began my collection around, I think, about 2019, 2020. So there's 5-6 years, and it's a new collection. I have most of CDs. I have around 1,100 items between CDs, LPs, DVDs, and cassette tapes. And LPs, for example, I have 250. So it will be much bigger in 10 years because There's a lot of albums, there's a lot of classics that I want to have in my collection, and I usually pick up like 10, 20, 30 items by month. So I think in 10 years it will be much bigger. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this space, about how to keep these items with me, but I just need much more classics on my collection. Number 4. You move into a new home. You play one record turn up to 11 to announce your arrival. What is it and why? So if I move to a new home, it happens last year, I just recently moved to this house, and then the first one that I heard, and I will do it again, was Rolling Stones' Get Your Eyes Out. For me, one of the greatest live performances of all time. I just love this album. The Sympathy for the Devil right here, one of the best, if not the best performance ever. There is Live With Me, there is Stray Cat Blues, come on, Jumping Jack Flash, Street Fighting Man, the early classics like Little Queenie and Carol. This album is just perfect, and I think it's a great way to come to a new house and to announce you just arrived. So Rolling Stones, Get Your Eyes Out. Question number 5. Show 2 albums, one each for your favorite male and female singers, and why those 2? It's a hard question because favorite is a very strong, word. It sometimes change, and there's favorites and not only one favorite. But I would choose for a male artist right now, Tom Jones. I have been listening to this a lot. I just discovered it recently, one year or less, and I have been buying his albums and everything. And Tom Jones, Since She's a Lady, is the album that I chose to show to you. That's so good. I love his voice. I love his performances. All his songs are just good. So Tom Jones, my favorite male artist right now. And for female, I will go with the Bangles because, of course, the entire band is just so good. There is the album Everything. Here we got In Your Room, and what's the other great? Eternal Flame. What a great classic. And Susanna Hoff says, I think the best voice ever. I never get tired of listening to her. She's just perfect, man. She's pretty. She's a great singer. She got a great presence. I just love the Bangles, and I love Susanna Hoff. So the Bangles, Everything to a female artist. That was my pick. So question number 6. We like to have fun here. Show your top 3 soul or dance records. And that's one of my favorite genres. I think after rock and roll, it's soul music. And I have chosen some ones that are really good to dance. First, Commodores with all the great hits. That's a compilation album. That album has some songs like Brick House. It's impossible not to dance to Brick House. There is Easy, Painted Picture. Come on, this album is made to dance. I got also Says Chick by Chick, of course, the Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards band, both genius. And we got here songs such as Le Freak and I Want Your Love. Great album to dance, great album to have fun listening to. And my final choice is one of my all-time favorite artists. I think very underrated, Rick James. And that's not one of his best or at least more celebrated albums. This is wonderful. But I love this album. I think this album is made to dance too. There is a lot of great songs. Very underrated. Maybe it's the album that I listen the most for him. And I got the debut album. That is awesome. I got some other albums here on vinyl. But wonderful. It's a great album to listen, to have fun, and to dance. So those are the 3 answers for the question. I think it was number 6. Let's see. Yeah. So now it's the time for the question number 7. A real stinker. Nominate a track you hate from an album you love, and why the hate. Hate is a very strong word, but I would say the Rolling Stones, their Satanic Majesty Request album that I love, but there's a song called Sing This All Together, See What Happens. That is a really bad song on the album, but I don't get this album on vinyl, only on CD. So I chose The Police too, just like Pretty Green vinyl guy. He also picked up The Police albums, but I love Mother. There's a very strange song on Synchronicity, but the do the da da da, the first track on the B side here, on the Zenyatta Mondata album, 98, that's a terrible song. Come on, the do the da da da, that's skippable. So it's better listening on CD because it's easy to skip the song. But oh my god, what the police was thinking, what Sting was thinking, huh? That's why I think it's the only actual bad song by the police. So that's why Zenyatta Mondata on my The Police ranking comes at number 5, last place, because there's a bad song right there. The do the da da da. Let's go to number 8 right now. If you had to pick only one album from each of the last 6 decades, what would they be? 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. It's a hard question, you know. I don't have much things on my collection, on my vinyl collections yet, so I had to choose between the things I got here. From the 60s, I would go with Led Zeppelin 2. Absolutely perfect album, one of all-time greats. You know, it's hard rock. You got Whole Lotta Love, Thank You, Heartbreaker, Mobb Dick. It's incredible. From the 60s, I would go with Led Zeppelin 2. From the 70s, and I will go with 1970 album, there is Black Sabbath, the debut album. That album is very revolutionary. It just started all with heavy metal. There is many great songs such as NIB, the title track, but also Behind the Wall of Sleep, Warning, Evil Woman, The Wizard. The entire album is just perfect. From the 70s, Black Sabbath, Black Sabbath. From the 80s, I would go with you already have noticed, I think, that I love live albums, so there's a couple of live albums too. From the 80s, I would choose Duran Duran with Arena. I love this album. There's many classics of Duran Duran right here. And I love New Wave, I love New Romantic, I love Duran Duran. So from the 80s, I think it represents so well the decade, the period. So Duran Duran, Arena. From the 90s, again, another Rolling Stones album, Flashpoint, the live album from 1991. The last gig with Bill Wyman on bass. I just love this album. There's Eric Clapton on a track right here. Flashpoint, one of the greatest live albums ever for me. I would pick it for the 90s. From the 20s, let's see. I don't have any on vinyl, so I would choose, there is on CD, Roxy Music Live, the reunion from the early 2000s. I love this double disc right here. And from the 2010s, I would choose another live album, Striper Live at Whiskey. That's a numbered edition. You know, I think it's worth to show the vinyl right here. I love this vinyl. It's the most unique I think I have in my collection. And it's a band that I love, and I love this live album. Many classics, many new songs here too on the tour. At the Whiskey A Go Go, Striper Live at the Whiskey. Let's go to the next question. Question number 9. You get the opportunity to spend a day alone with one artist. walking a mountain trail, the beach, or hanging out in the city, who would be that artist? And I don't want to be obvious right here. I think there was a similar question in the past vinyl tags. I said Elvis, but this time I will go with Salomon Burke. I just discovered it recently, and I just love this man's voice, this man's vibe, his spirit, his way of singing. He is a true genius and very, very underrated. And if I had the opportunity right now to be with someone talking, it would be Solomon Burke. What leads to what leads us to the next question. There is the number 10. What would be your must ask question? I don't have a must ask question for him. I think the dialogue, the simple situation being with him and talking with him would be great, and I'm sure he got some great stories about the 60s, about the gospel, the jazz, the blues, the soul, all the music he did through his life. So I think it would be a natural dialogue with a very good conversation. Number 11, show a record that contains a track that always brings a tear to the eye. Or are you a heartless bastard? No, I'm not a heartless bastard. A track that always brings tears to my eye is here on this album, double album by Prince, Sign of the Times, album that I just love. And here, in the side D of the album, there's a song called The Cross. That song, studio version or live version, is always so emotional. It always brings a tear to my eye because it's very introspective. It's very philosophical. I think there's a philosophy right there. I don't know how to say it in English especially, but it's a deep meaning of the song. We all have our problems, we all have our fights, we all struggle sometimes. We got to look to the cross. Of course, if you're not religious, you may say no, but I don't believe the cross, I don't believe Jesus, but you have to, got something to believe in. You got to have your dreams, you got to have something to believe in and to make you go through all those problems. And the way Prince sings this song is absolutely perfect because he just not sings. He puts his heart, his soul to the song. So The Cross is a song that always brings a tear or more tears to my eye. Deep meaning of the song is something incredible. Number 12. Show 3 albums from artists you've tried to love, but you're questioning why you bother. I don't have any on my collection. I don't buy any items from artists I don't like, and if that's the case, I just give it as a gift to someone else or trade it with someone. But the closest I have is only one, is this Carpenter's album. I got the very famous compilation, the singles. I like this album, but I found it very cheap, and I decided to buy this album, Voice of the Heart, and I just was, really upset. I was expecting more, and the Carpenters in general is a band that I don't get to love their general work. I listen to the compilation, and even the compilation, I think it's half the songs I like, half songs I dislike. So I'm not a huge fan of the Carpenters, but I have this and the compilation, the singles on my collection. Let's see now. Show an album from an artist whose character disappoints you, or can you separate the artist from the art? Yes, I can. So sorry, I have nothing to show here. But the question number 14 is: if you had to sell all your vinyl along with your record player, show the one album you would hold on to as a keepsake. I would hold Songs in the Keys of Life by Stevie Wonder. It's a masterpiece. not much more that I can say about this album. This is absolutely brilliant, and for sure that would be the record if I had to, sell everything and start from just the beginning, the zero albums with one album. That would be the album that I would hold. So, Songs in the Keys of Life, this masterpiece double album by Steve Wonder. Number 15, discuss your vinyl community highlight of 2025. If that's a video, link to it, but it could be a meetup or some event. I think the best vinyl community in here, I have to make reference to my Brazilian channel, where I, do the videos all the time. I got a series there called It's Only Rock and Roll Visita. Then I go to other collector houses and I show right in the place, their equipment, their turntables, their scenarios when it's a YouTuber too, their collection, CD, vinyl, DVD. So it was very good meeting people and showing, the space that they use to enjoy music. Number 16, name your favorite musical biopic if you have one. I don't have any, but I want to show something, so I will change a little bit this question to a musical documentary. Né? And there's Buena Vista Social Club. This DVD tells the story of a Cuban group, Ry Cooder produced their album. I want to buy it on vinyl yet. I don't have, but this story is awesome, like how they managed in Cuba, the history, the isolation and everything, and they did the great things in music right there. So Buena Vista Social Club, it's a great group, and if you don't know, I recommend this DVD right here. Let's see now. Number 17. Give it 3 reasons why jazz matters and show a favorite album. I don't know if I can argue so much about jazz. I just recently discovered jazz, and I wasn't many familiar with jazz, and there is a album that I will show right there that opened my mind to it, and now I listen to a lot. The 3 reasons will be 3 albums. I think listen to these 3 albums and I think it will be fine. The Charlie Watts Orchestra, the drummer for the Rolling Stones, Live Wilhelm Hall. That album is just amazing. Charlie Watts is a great drummer and a great jazz drummer, and his jazz works are just so good, and many rock stars began or have admiration for jazz. So that should be a reason too. There is this Sétimo at Symphony Hall, Louis Armstrong and the All Stars. That was a gift from a friend of mine, Rodrigo Rico. Thank you so much. And I just love this album. It's Louis Armstrong. There is some invited here. He's playing so well. It's a double album. Everything here is perfect. But the great album for me when you talk about jazz, and I don't have yet on my vinyl collection, Miles Davis, John Coltrane, artists that I love, but my all-time favorite is Dave Brubeck Quartet with his Time Out. As you can see, this is not the original album cover. This is a release from the label Not Now. I think they had the rights to record these songs right there, to release these songs, but not for the album cover, something like that. But I like this alternative album cover. But this is the album, Time Out, the greatest jazz album ever, at least in my opinion, my all-time favorite. The album that make me, understand and love jazz too. We are getting to the end. Number 18. You are an innocent man on death row. They give you one last musical request. What do you ask for? Usually they offers food, right? What would be your last food. But my last musical um, wish, let's say so, would be to listen to this album. I don't know if I understand the question very well. If there's an entire album, I would choose Queen and Night at the Opera because it begins with we got Death on Two Legs, of course, a very suggestive song in this situation. There is I'm in Love with My Car, that is a song that I love, sung by Roger Taylor, the drummer. And of course, here we got Bohemian Rhapsody. And if there's only one song that I could listen to at the moment, I would listen to Bohemian Rhapsody because it's a dramatic situation, so that's a dramatic song. The dramatic and epic song. And the question number 19, right there, sell your favorite artist to a new listener. Show an essential album and explain why they should make time for it. So for me, my all-time favorite band is the Rolling Stones, and my favorite album is Exile Main Street, 1972, double album, 18 tracks right there, absolutely perfect. Here is not as many success, great hits by the Rolling Stones. You can say Happy, maybe Tumbling Dice or Rocks Off are very well-known songs by the Rolling Stones, but here is songs such as Let It Loose, Sweet Virginia, Soul Survivor, Sweet Black Angel, Shine a Light, Loving Cup. Come on, this album is just absolutely incredible, and it was made in a chaotic situation, and I recommend to this person, I would say listen to the album, watch the documentary Stones in Exile, the movie Stones in Exile, and then listen again to the album, and you will understand how magic was created in the such chaotic way, such chaotic moment for the Rolling Stones. This album has rock and roll with some country music, blues, R&B, soul, gospel. So it's a nod to American music. Rolling Stones did it all in this album. Like, it's 18 tracks, one different than the other. It's a very, very unique album in the history of music. For me, the greatest album ever. But to begin to listen to the Rolling Stones, I recommend this album. If you like music, if you like American music, you will have a great experience by listening to this. And the last question is, I think that doesn't make so many sense, to me at least. You're arranging a vinyl community meetup in 2026, excluding those you already met. Invite 3 people you would most like to meet. So I will talk about Brazilians. There is some content creators here that I love. There is Sandro, that is from the channel. I talked to him a lot, but I never met him in person. He lives in other state, His channel is called Vinil na Parede. There's something like vinyl on the wall, and I would like to meet him. I would like to meet also Freddy from Papo de Rock, like Rock Talks, something like that, and the other Adriano from the Drissonen channel. I think these three guys here in Brazil, I have met someone's like was very nice to meet Luciano from Águas Lamacentas. That is the translation to Muddy Waters. He likes blues so much. He has a incredible channel right here in Brazil called Águas Lamacentas or Muddy Waters, and we already met. So the other 3 would be Sandro, Freddy, and Adriano from those channels I have said to you. If I had the opportunity to meet someone from outside Brazil, I would say I would like to. I don't remember his name. I'm sorry, but there's a top 5 records channel that I love. I will put the link on the description. He is from Netherlands, I think, and I love his presentation, his style, his charisma, and his musical taste is very similar to mine. So I would like to meet him too. So those were my answers. Again, sorry for my English. I hope at least the message was clear. I hope at least you understood what I was supposed what I was about to say right here. And do also do your vinyl community tag. And I hope this video comes at least to this the guys that I mentioned here, such as uh, Pretty Green vinyl guy. It's hard to say when you're a Portuguese speaker. And of course, the Davey Outsom that just made the list. And nice questions, man. I really loved, I really enjoyed, answering the 2025 vinyl tag. Thank you so much. Give your like if you like the video, share with your friends, of course, and give your comments because I love to read and talk with about music with people, Brazilians or outside. It doesn't matter, the vinyl community has to unite all of us. Thank you so much.